Wish that 3,556 times already. So a 3,557th time won't hurt at all. And it is our amazing young teller's night or day or wherever, whatever time of day it is in your part of the world. And we have so far, we have India with us and we have Scotland with us, and maybe other people will join us as time progresses. But right now, we're going. I'm not sure. Term hasn't started yet, so we're probably going up to Aberdeen, are we? Yes. Uh, so we haven't gone down as far south as the warm and sunny Edinburgh yet. We're up in the freezing Northlands of the northeast coast of Scotland. Well, not well, about three quarters of the way up the coast. I say this for those geography buffs amongst you all. And so please, could you welcome onto World Storytelling Cafe for she's got 3 weeks left where she can be with us, and then she becomes a grown up plus one. Yeah, and then we might just have to cheat. Uh, she can become an honorary child forever. That's what stories do for us. They keep us young, right? There's no chance whatsoever,
Yeah.
Babasi, of you becoming an honorary child.
I've been an honorary child for years.
Please, could you put your hands together and welcome Elsa Dixon?
Yay, yay,
Hello, and it is particularly the frozen north today because it's been snowing all day, non-stop. And if I turned you around, you could see my window, and you can see you can't really see anything out of it because there's snow up the halfway up, and it's so cold. Yeah, so it's snowing, it's really cold, and I was out looking after the chickens today, so I am frozen. So I decided I am going to tell you a story from somewhere warm. I'm going to take you to China. To China a long, long, long time ago. To China, perhaps when the people of Scotland were still sort of running about in wood and carving stuff onto rocks. We did that for a very long time. So, but by this time, China had it all sorted. It had emperors, it had grand advisors, it had writing, it had beautiful music. And what it also had at this time, the dragon. And now, dragons sometimes are friendly around that part of the world, but not this dragon. This dragon curled itself up in a ball in the emperor's back garden and would eat anybody that came near it. It ate the emperor's guards, advisors, it ate sheep and cows, it ate every single thing that came near to it. And so the emperor, he did have a lot of gold and he had a lot of silver and he had a lot of jewels, but he did not have a lot of brains to call his own. So he decided to call in all the advisors from the north and the south and the east and the west, ask what to do about the dragon. And so they all stood there in this great big banqueting hall and looked at the emperor as he explained about the dragon and about how the fact that it was eating everything and it was in his back garden and he didn't want a dragon in his back garden. I don't imagine any of you would. I know I certainly don't. And all the advisors sat there thinking for a long while until the oldest advisor with the longest beard said, I think I know the answer. And I'm pretty sure you will all know the answer too, because it's the answer that, let's be honest, every single dragon story gives when they ask the question, what are we going to do about the dragon? The advisor said, I think we should feed the dragon a young girl every morning. And if we feed the dragon a young girl every morning, then maybe it will be full up and it won't want anything else and maybe it will go away. That was the emperor thought. sound logic. You can tell he didn't have any daughters, and he sent out the proclamation to the north and the south and the east and the west that every day a young girl would be fed to the dragon. And so that is exactly what happened. Every day guards would go out to the villages, they would drag a girl from her home and feed her to the dragon. And that went on for days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, until one day a knock came at the door of a rice farmer. He lived to the east, and he had 3 beautiful daughters. And the knock came at his door, and he opened it, and he saw the 2 guards standing there, and he knew what was about to happen. And the guard said, "The emperor has declared that we should take one of your daughters to feed to the dragon, but because the emperor is kind and generous, he says that you are allowed to choose which of your daughters will be sent." I have never been a parent, but I am one of 3 children, and I don't really want to think about what would happen if someone asked my mum, which of us kids would be fed to a dragon? I hope it wouldn't be me. I hope that she would take a while to think about it, as this farmer did. He stood there, great big fat tears rolling down his cheeks as he looked at his 3 beautiful, intelligent daughters, and he just couldn't choose. But the youngest daughter, Lee, she chose for him. She stepped up and she said, I will go to the dragon. I am happy to do it, but I ask you for 2 gifts, Father. 2 gifts before you go. I want your great sword, and I want 3 barrels of sticky rice. An odd choice, certainly, but the father, he didn't refuse, and he gave his daughter a great cart with 3 great barrels of sticky rice on it, gave her his sword, and off she went. Off she went down the path, the 2 guards leading the way on the journey to the palace, where the dragon lay. Now, this dragon wasn't an ordinary dragon, it was a great green-skinned dragon. It had 3 heads, it had 3 tongues, it had 6 eyes, and great sharp teeth. It spat fire like no other dragon surely did. Hot fire, almost blue hot fire. But today, the dragon was sleeping. The dragon was curled up in a ball, sleeping when Lee arrived. And she thought this would be the case. And she took those 3 great barrels of sticky rice, and she placed it around the dragon, the sleeping dragon, and hid behind a rock and waited. And now, oh, that smell of the sticky rice, it was beautiful, and it began to float across the wind towards the dragon's 6 nostrils. And it sniffed. Oh, that smelled good. Now, the dragon, it loved little girls. It liked sticky rice as well, and one by one, the eyes opened. One by one, the heads came up, looked around and saw the barrels of sticky rice lying on the ground, and swip, 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 down they went, down into the barrels. And Lee, from her hiding spot, she jumped out, sword in hand, and cut the first one, cut the second head. But before she could cut the third, it came out of the sticky rice, glaring at her, the great eyes burning, teeth dripping with rice and saliva. She was a brave girl. She stood her ground. She stood on that rock, looked at the other 2 heads that she had slain, took her great sword and cut that 3rd head straight off. And it rolled down the hill, until it clunked against the emperor's palace. And Lee, she kicked the rest of the dragon down there too, because if the emperor had wanted to feed all the girls in the kingdom to the dragon, he should probably clear up the mess. And that's the story of Lee the rice farmer's daughter and how she killed the three-headed dragon. Thank you.
What an amazing story to start the program with. Beautiful. I want to steal that story if I might. Borrow it, retell it. If
You
I have
can.
it.
The original story, it's supposed to be 7 heads, but I said 3, so I just went with it. I got it from my friend Larry Dawn, and it's in her book, which I don't have with me because it's at university. I think it's called Girls, Goddesses, Giants, Girls and Goddesses, some variation of that, and it's in there, and it's very good.
I know Larry. She is brilliant.
She's so good. She was my mentor for a year, and she's like the loveliest person in the world.
Oh yeah, she's so good, so good.
So
Love her.
now we go from the cold of Aberdeen down to a slightly warmer climes in Punjab, Nigeria. So good to Abimbola and various daughters and sons. I don't know which ones we've got with us this week, but welcome to you. You will be on after Jasnami. Hey, hi Radia. Are you good? You good? Are you good today, Radia? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. So you'll be on after Jasnami.
Okay.
So, ladies, that we just had a fantastic story for Elsa to start proceedings. Jasnami, we're now going to Punjab. Jasnami is wearing a hat that would be suitable for Aberdeen or the snow in Baba C's establishment. What a very fine hat you have there, Jasnami. And welcome, Jasnami.
Hello everyone, a very happy new year. So today I'm going to tell you a story which is named as 3 Riddles for the Treasure. So this story is from Grandpa Tales, which is made in India, written in India. So once upon a time, there was a small village. The natives of the village were very honest and innocent. They could believe anyone they met. They did their respective jobs sincerely and were happy with what they had. At the outskirts of the village, there stood a huge mountain. People said there was a cave in the mountain and that contained treasure, but no one knew how to go till there. One day, there came a traveler into the village. There is a treasure hidden inside the mountain outside your village, said traveler to the people of the village. But we don't know where the mouth of the cave is, said the people, getting disappointed. So we can't find the treasure. But I have heard, said the traveler, that there are 3 riddles to get into the cave. So you can easily get into the cave by solving that 3 riddles. Hearing this, the people got excited. What are those 3 riddles? They asked. And the traveler said, 10 miles north of the mountain, there is a forest. Many wild creatures dwell in it. They ask 3 riddles, and if a first person fails to reply suitably, they chase him out of the forest. So far, many people have gone inside the forest, but all of them have been chased out. The men who will answer all the 3 riddles will be able to meet the wise king of the forest, who knows the way to the cave. So I don't know the questions. So among the villagers was a brave young boy named Kevin. He decided to go in the forest and meet the wise king so that he can find out the way to the treasure and distribute it in the village. That may be dangerous, Kevin, cautioned the villagers. But Kevin made up his mind. So he started the forest and said, I will not disappoint my villagers. As soon as he entered forest, a huge owl stopped him. He said, "Have you come to meet our king, young boy?" asked the owl. "Yes," said the Kevin bravely. "Then you shall be tested for your wisdom. Tell me, who is the richest man in the world?" asked the owl. Kevin thought for a while. The richest man in the world is the one who is loved by everyone, he said. The owl was pleased. "You are right. You have shown yourself to be wise, so I will allow you to enter." Kevin walked deeper into the forest. Suddenly, a snake came on his way and raised his hood. "You can't go further deep into the forest unless you answer my riddle," the snake hissed. "Tell me what is light as a feather but cannot be held more than a minute." So do you have any answers? Which is light as a feather and cannot be held for more than a minute?
Snowflake.
Radia has an answer.
Yes, Radia. No,
Your
David.
breath.
Yes, it's your breath. So Kevin
Your
thought
breath.
hard. Yes, Kevin thought hard, then replied, "Breath. It is that lightest as feather, but we cannot hold it for more than a minute." You are clever. I allow you to go further," said the snake and slid away. Kevin went on and finally reached a den. A fierce lion was seated outside. "Welcome, young boy. It seems you have proved your wisdom and your cleverness," the lion roared. "Now it's time for me to give you the third riddle. The third riddle is, who is brave, you or I?" Kevin was very scared because if he could not answer these questions, he would be disappointed and he will be thrown out of the forest. Then he thought and replied, I am braver than you." And the lion said, "How can you say that?" So Kevin replied, "Because I am standing before a fierce creature like you in your den, and still I'm not afraid," replied Kevin. "So that's why I'm very strong." "I am pleased," said the lion. "So far, many people have came here, but as soon as they see me, they get scared and just run away. When I ask them who is brave, they just say the lion is brave. And that proves that they are not brave enough to take care of the treasure hidden in the mountain." So he showed the way to the cave, and then Kevin found the treasure and went to his villages, and he distributed all the treasure among his villages, and they were all happy, and their village was the best. Thank you.
I love that story. I love the fact that he distributes the treasure at the end. It's a really beautiful story. Thank you, and beautifully told. Now we go further south. We've been gradually going south today. We started in the north. We got to India. We're now going down to Nigeria. And Radia, have you got a story for us?
Yes. The name of my story is The Friendship Fiesta. Dora is ready for a friendship fiesta. She's off to gather her friends for the friendship fiesta. But Dora doesn't know the way to the fiesta. Who should she ask? The map. She should ask the map. Map says that Dora and her friend need to cross the bright blue bridge to get to the friendship fiesta. First, Dora skips over to Boots' house. Hi, Boots. Ready for the friendship fiesta? Yay! The friendship fiesta! Come on, let's go. Dora and Boots see Chico on his boat. He's bringing nuts to the fiesta, but someone wants to swipe the nuts. It's Swiper. He has a mask and he wants to swipe the nuts. To stop Swiper, Dora and Boots say, Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Dora, Boots, Tico, and go to Isa's flowery garden. Isa, says Boots, it's time for the friendship fiesta. I'll bring a flower. Dora and her friends pass a waterfall. Swiper is still following them. That sneaky fox will try to swipe my flower, says Isa. Everyone says, Swiper, no swiping. Swiper, no swiping. Dora, Boots, Tico, and Isa go to Benny's barn. Benny, says Boots, it's time for the friendship fiesta. Yay, says Benny. Dora and her friends are ready to cross the bright blue bridge, but there's Swiper. I don't think he wants to swipe anything, says Dora. He wants to come to the friendship fiesta. Let's invite him too. Yay, we did it. We all made it to the friendship fiesta. The end.
I love the idea of a friendship fiesta. That's it just works. And Swiper, no swiping it. Yeah, you could put a rhythm to that. Fantastic, Radia. So maybe someone will come in the next 4 minutes, but for the most, David's showing off. He's put fantastic behind him. He's pretending he's 13 years old and can do techie stuff, right? So, Elsa, what have you got to say about these other fine young tellers in your company?
They were both really good. It's been a while since I've heard you, Radia, and that was so lovely. I've never heard anyone tell like a Dora story or sort of children a TV story as like a traditional story. Well, that's the wrong word. You know what I mean? I've never heard anyone tell like a TV story as a story before, and that was so cool. That's a really cool idea. I might nab that and do my own. I was obsessed with Charlie and Lola when I was little. I loved that thing. I might give myself try and do a Charlie and Lola thing at some point. Thank you for the idea. And you did it really well. Yes, Nama, oh, you've gone. Oh no, you're still there. Hello. You were lovely as always. I really loved the story. You're brilliant. I don't have anything else to say. I say the same thing every time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Jasnami, what have you got to say to Elsa and Radia?
I also don't know what to say, but I just say this every time that I love hearing everyone's story, and Radia and Elsa's story were awesome, and I love joining this session. So thank you.
Okay, so Simona. Oh no, Radia, what have you got to say to everyone?
I loved everyone's story, especially Jasnami's own.
Thank you. So now, Simona, as our one lady here, what you represent half the world, so
Yeah.
half the adult world anyway.
And all of the
as their
tellers today are
representative.
are girls. So
Well, yes, that's why I had half the adult world. Yes.
and girls, I loved your stories.
I'm coming.
You were amazing, and Elsa, I really like your telling. You're wonderful, and well, I have lots to learn from you. Jasname as well. You're great. And I cannot say anything to Radia. She went away, but she's great. I love coming to these sessions. I would like to come a little more often. It's great.
So Radia's back now, so you can say what you want to say to Radia.
Oh, Radia, your story was great. I loved it. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
So we're now
Thank you.
Donald. Donald, what have you got to say to our young tellers? It's not often you join us.
Yes, well, I'm usually busy at this time, but and it is my the first time I've joined the Young Tellers, and I thought they were great. I like the confidence that they show when telling, and good stories as well. So I'm glad I joined. I'm really glad that I joined today.
And actually, it's kind of just sec. Norman's in the waiting room. So we can't ask Norman what he wants, because Norman keeps joining us towards the end of everything. Hello, Norman. So we're going around.
I wasn't going to be here. I had a meeting that got interrupted by a family matter. So here I am in time, I guess, to say hello, goodbye.
Well,
Sorry.
we're now giving opinions. So you can imagine that you heard all the fantastic stories from. We only had 3 young tellers on tonight. People are getting used to the 4:30 start, and Donald's just given his opinion, I'm so glad you were here, because Donald, because we normally have Phil on, and we have some Scottish adult participant audience that can give their opinion, but I know you're by a lock at the moment, but you know, I mean, it's always good to have a Glaswegian perspective.
Oh yes, you'll always get a perspective from a Glaswegian.
Jimmy. So Mike, what have you got to say?
I just want to say it's always great. It's one of the highlights of the week, coming along to the Young Storytellers. And I always wind up with the stories thinking, I wish I could remember that long enough to learn it and tell it. Whether it be a 3-headed dragon, or the 3 riddles in the forest, or the Dora story. And I always think, no, it goes. The young people should be absolutely using their young brains to the full, because by the time you get into your 70s, it's, well, you must remember, well, no, maybe you don't remember, John, but it does get a lot harder when you get into your 70s, doesn't it?
I wish I could remember where my car keys were. Then I could leave this flat.
And one is afraid to leave home, because where's home?
Yes. No, it's brilliant. So
there was that wonderful line, wasn't there, in The Holiday, where Eli Wallach says to Kate Winslet, "So you know where I live?" And she says, "Yeah." And he says, "That makes one of us."
So Baba C, we're not Baba C. I don't know whether I normally do it the other way around, but I'm going to you first before David.
Well, that's awesome. Radia, you amaze me. Yes. I was privately chastised. I like Dora the Explorer, but for some reason, I am not a big follower of Dora the Explorer. Maybe it's because I don't have any living children where I am. I don't know. But I love the way you did the
The
story.
Dora picture.
Yes, I see. And I love the way you do Dora. They were going to do Dora as a teen at one time here in the States, but they got so much pushback that I think they put the project on hold. However, Princess Radia, I really regaled with the way you told your story. Princess Jasmine, pardon me while I break form for a moment. Girl, you never cease to amaze. And I didn't think it was possible for you to get better, but you've proved me wrong. You just seem to get better and better. I think Mike, Norman, John Rowe, and I better watch out. But you are amazing. Don't stop doing what you do. Elsa. Elsa. Notice I've made no reference to harps. I did not even jokingly call you ma'am. I made no reference to your making me hungry because I have not eaten today. It's early where I am. But I love the way you take a story that could be from another culture and make it your own. I love the way your voice is a musical instrument. I don't want to sound creepy, but I could listen to you tell the alphabet and go, oh, that was wonderful. So I really appreciate that. Now you're in what I call the between place. You are older than most of the youngsters that tell the stories, but you are way younger than most of the older people, seasoned people that tell stories. But you are fascinating. I think you'll make a wonderful bridge, or what I call crossroads, where things meet. So please don't stop telling stories. Please don't stop playing the harp. And please don't stop being the wonderful person that you are. Thank you.
Thank you. And Radia, what you just put the you're ill, you're sick. What's wrong with you, Radia? You just put in the chat. Oh, that's a shame. Well, we wish you well, Radia, and we hope you're better soon.
Thank you.
And should we let David speak? Vote, raise your hand if you want David to speak.
Lost all my confidence now, thank you. With your thumbs down like that. Mike, I've got some advice for you. I dare to advise a man who might even be a couple of years older than me. And that is what I do when I hear a story from the young storytellers that I love and I want to retell. I do the easy. What's wonderful about the World Storytelling Cafe, it's all there to watch again. So I'm going to be going back and watching some of those again and choosing the stories that I'm going to tell again. I mean, Jasname, I've got 3 questions for you. Is she still here, Jasname? Yeah, you are still here.
Yes, I'm.
3 quick questions. First, what were they? I've forgotten them now. Who am I to talk? No, Jasname, I wanted to ask you, hey, can I tell that story? Where did you get it from? And if I tell it, can I change the name so it's about a girl called Jasname who's really, really wise?
For sure, tell this story. And I got this story from a book called Popcorn Time Omnibus.
Is it from India?
Yes, it's from Sri Book Center, so it's from India.
Fantastic. And my last question to Jasname is, on Friday at Children's Night, I'm going to be telling stories from around the world in 88 Tales with Simona. I've already asked you, but I just want to check, will you come and tell the story that you put on, one of the stories that you put on Around the World in 88 Tales website on Friday. Will you join us?
Yes, I'll surely join us and tell you the story of, I think, I don't remember the name
I would love it if you tell the
Chippy and
fantastic
Star.
story about the sparrow and the crow, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yes, I'll tell it. I'll wait.
Fantastic. And just a wave to Babasi, John Rowe and Norman, who also participated, and Radia's mum, who also participated, Rashidat, in the project, because yes, Simona and I are going to be retelling some of the stories from the project, especially stories for children, on Friday evening. So that's my little plug that I got in there. And I want to ask Elsa, that story, Lee, the Dragon Slayer, I've heard that story before, but I didn't remember about Rice. Is that in every version or just the version that you heard?
It's in the version that I heard, and it's in one other version as well. I can look
I
at my
love that.
notes.
Lee, I think there must be more than one version of Lee the Dragon Slayer. What a fantastic heroine. Brilliant.
And also, Elsa has to put food into all her stories for Babasi's sake.
Of course, that would be it. And Radia, get well. And I want to say to Radia, every time you said friendship fiesta, you went, yay. So let's all do it for Radia. Okay, turn on your microphones. Friendship fiesta.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, this is like a friendship fiesta, friendship across the generations.
And the continents.
Indeed. Indeed. We have several
And
continents represented.
let us also all wish Radia to get well sooner than later. And in fact, I saw someone else sniffling. I think Donna was sniffling also. So everyone that's feeling under the weather, please, speedy recovery sooner than later.
And one more time, friendship fiesta.
Yay! Right. Now, and I what amazes me is that we get on. We're now at the point where we have only had three young tellers, and they've managed to take up a whole program, which actually is, and when the cafe started, our programs were roughly 3/4 of an hour long. They've got longer because, there are some people that just go on and on. And so but just that we can have a complete program with only 3 tellers on. Hopefully there'll be more coming back, and I've just made bye-bye. And wait, I continue David's plug. But before I do that, Radia, you were fantastic tonight. I love Friendship Fiesta, yay! And Dora. In fact, Dora the Explorer. I've got to look into that. I think there's loads to be adapted. Just if there's lines in like pincher, just that repetitive line, which I've already forgotten. But you were amazing. Elsa, always amazing. Jasname, you are a world champion. So Norman's hoping to introduce a 10-year-old girl from Italy to share stories here. That would be great. That would be brilliant. And I am starting a monthly run in February or March or later with I've been linking up with Ace Novation, who had for their worldwide story competition had 33,000 entrants. So I think what's happening is that the Asia, Southeast Asia and India are just doing so much more with the internet than we are, and really embrace Zoom, not as an interim measure to get us through the pandemic, but as a genre in itself to be, so people can can participate from wherever they are in, as David is doing with some of his projects, in cut-off places where you can't physically get to a storytelling situation. So the pandemic's just brought things in a bit faster. So we're linking up a bit with Ace Novation too, and as we've linked with David in the past. So we've just been relying on David to bring people in from Southeast Asia and India. That's I'm going to take a bit of weight off your shoulders there, David. And we're doing some with them. But for now, we've got David and Simona on Friday, and Yasnami, of course, on Friday with Tales from the 88 around the world in 88 tales. Sunday, we have our worldwide story round, which some of us came to last Sunday, and it wasn't even advertised. That's how good we are. But just and Ali, bless his heart, actually got in his magic carpet, flew into my front room, asked where I was, flew back again, having got me on, and Simona, David, and people were there. So we had a fantastic night. Even Norman came in just as we were saying goodbye, because Norman's becoming a mythical creature, like out of the story that just, these characters that just slide into a story and slide out again. And if you're in a school, the children would say at the end of the story, well, what happened to Norman? So there's the important characters that just disappear out of the story, and appear out of nowhere. But anyway, we're right. And of course, next Tuesday, it is Young International Storytellers. Fantastic. Thank you ever so much, everybody. Thank you, Ali, for driving the magic carpet. You've managed to cover 3 continents. Magnificent. See you then. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, my friend.
Cheerio.
Bye.
David, did you catch my homage?
Bye-bye.
What was that?
Bye.
Awesome Khan.
Yeah, because you have awesome in your background.
Thank you.
Hi, Princess Radia.
Bye.
Oh, I don't say
bye.
goodbye. Until the next time, Princess Radia.
Bye.
Bye, Radia. Bye, Babasi. Bye, Ali. Happy New Year,
Take care.
everyone.
Thanks, Ali. Talk to everybody later. Until the next time. To be continued.
Until the next time, my friend. Thank you.
Vuzurizana.